Yo, we don't sleep to dream, we sleep to build stamina. Energy to do our thing, get your camera. This show is about to begin, so sit down and buckle it in. Let's go! Yeah, baby! Welcome to Friday at 10 a.m. My name is Brian, that is Shane, and we are ready to rock.
What's up?
We are so ready to rock today. How you doing, brother?
We are ready, although you shorted me 3 minutes. My computer restarted, so when you hit the countdown down to 2, I was like freaking out here right now because I did not have all my stuff up. And I'm like, oh my God. But yes, I'm now sort of ready, and I'm ready to go. So let's do this.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today, Brian?
By the way,
if
you see Shane's camera, it's like sort of like max headroom. Like, it takes a couple minutes for it to smooth out. And usually you don't see that because the countdown is usually hiding his smoothing features.
Right. And it's funny because I was like, I showed up here and my computer said, fatal error, you do not get to work today. So I was like desperately scrambling to like get it going before the show. But we're here. We're going to talk about some cool stuff today. I stumbled across the fact that Disney might be starting a cult. And so we're going to go into that today, which I thought was really, really interesting. We're going to talk about the Santa Claus being a bleep. Bleep, I guess would be a better way to put it.
Santa Claus is a bleep.
But it wasn't in a good way. It wasn't a good beep. And we're going to be talking about non-gender toys.
Gender neutral toys.
Was that what it is? Gender neutral toys. What does gender neutral mean? Like
that means like it's a toy that is not marketed toward a specific gender.
Got it.
And the funny thing about that is the same people that want that rule believe in like 172 genders. So I don't even know what to think here. So.
Like there's going to be a lot of toy aisles. That's all I'm going to say. There's a lot of genders.
Yeah.
And it's a law that's going into effect in California, and that could impact the rest of the country.
It will.
It really can, and we'll explain why. So we've got that. We've got the Santa Claus thing. We've got the weekly weird, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about the debate. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Oh no, we're talking about the debate.
Okay,
this is the thing. We're doing that. Hey, so just in case you didn't know,
it was a terrible thing.
Top left or right, depending on I go my left. Shane. Actually, it's just top left. I don't even know why I'm stressing out of the position. Is the stream hero. And the way it works is as you guys super chat or donate via Streamlabs, which has died off, I think, since we got remonetized. I get it. If you do, though, or memberships, it actually knocks our health down and puts you on the board. And the longest person on the board today will get our mystery pack, which is t-shirts and nerd stuff. So you don't want to miss that. Oh man, you are max headroom to the max. Look at that.
I'm telling you, it needs time. Listen, so also we have a special thing for you guys today. We don't typically do this, but we're going to do it, I think, because it's Christmas time. We got a special coupon code for you guys. If you're out there Christmas shopping right now and you don't know what to get, and you want to check out all of your wonderful YouTubers you like watching and their merch stores, visit mixtees.com. And they'll make sure that you get your Christmas gifts for Christmas. What do we got? 25% off, Brian?
25% off, and the code is actually not active yet. It's not going to be active till the end of the show, and the code's going to be unleashed. That's it, unleashed. And check this out. It's only going to be good until our Monday show starts. So
it's good for the weekend.
It's at the end of this show. It's good at the end of this show, and then it'll be good until our show starts on Monday. And don't sleep on it. Let's say you've already bought shirts and stuff. There's going to be a couple new bangers going up this weekend that you don't want to miss out on. And it's good. It's good. It's trying to help everyone out. Our business.
What did you just say? What did you say?
But they're going to be
the last thing you just said.
They're going to be bangers.
No, after that.
Hot fire.
I don't know. You said they're going to be bangers, and then blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I don't know.
I did not.
But they're going to be good. You don't want to miss it.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a couple, like 2 or 3 new designs going up, and Shane and I both agree that they are awesome. So,
all right, I agree.
Check it out. Support the show and get some sweet, cheap swag or inexpensive swag. It's not cheap. It's high quality.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're going Christmas shopping anyways. Might as well buy the gift of love. I don't know. I just made that up.
The gift of love.
And you're supporting the channel at the same time, so thanks so much.
Support the channel with a gift of love. I don't know what's going on here.
Well, that was crazy. Right.
Yeah. Every time we have a cousin, that is very spiritual, and I talked to him the other day, and he reminded me of the Matt Walsh character from
Lady Ballers.
From Lady Ballers.
Very calm and influencing.
And I didn't realize it until like right then. I'm like, what is so reminding me? He's reminding me about something right now. I'm like, oh my God, he's reminding me of the Matt Walsh character. And he's always been that way. Damn.
Forever and ever. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So that's great. It is Friday. It is December 8th. And we've got the Christmas time is coming soon. We're doing the whole decorating the tree thing this weekend, trying to get lights up on the house. I'm now behind the 8-ball a little bit. What are you going to be doing, Brian?
I was supposed to be putting lights up on my house, but then Shane dropped the script in my lap on Wednesday. So I have I have a standing thing I'm doing on Wednesday night, so I couldn't even start working on the script right away. And next thing you know, Shane's like, hey, I got the script coming up to you. Can you check it out? I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. Because I bought the lights. I bought everything I needed to buy, right? And we were like ready to do it. We're going to do it on Thursday. I can't do it. I'm like, I got to get this audio done at least. Like, let's get the audio done. If I can get the audio done right now, and then I'll be able to do the lights later on. Except for when did I get the audio done, Shane?
11:30 last night.
11:30 at night last night. So it took me literally like a full hour work day plus. And I'm like, well, I'm out, maybe if I get some headway on the video, I can do it after today's show. That ain't happening, homie.
Well, that's cool. And we will talk about the video. It is a Popcast Prime video. We haven't had one come out in about a month and a half, I think, maybe 2 months.
2.5 months.
And it's been 2.5 months. So it's been a while. We had some other business we had to take care of, but we'll share what that is in the member section today, I think. And when is it going to come out, Brian?
That's going to, I'm really hoping it comes out tomorrow morning.
Okay, that's
but if I'm being very honest with you, it's like a 50-50 shot that happens, and it might be Sunday morning. Guaranteed by Sunday morning. I'm really shooting for tomorrow morning.
I'll take a Sunday morning guarantee.
But I haven't even started working on the video yet.
Oh, well.
I finished the script last night. I downloaded some stuff, went to sleep, got 4 hours of sleep, and then went to our day job. And I literally left the day job at 15 minutes to our show, and I'm like flying home.
Please don't pull me over. So, all right. Well, awesome. We are going to get into this first story about Disney and their cult. But first, let's hit up this super chat from Christopher Mays. Christopher Mays, good to see you, man. It's been a long time.
Hey, Chris is back.
Thanks for the donation, $19.99. You have more fun as a cult member, but you make more money as a cult leader. Ooh, dang. And that, Chris, that is exactly what this story is about. So, yeah, excellent. Really well done. And then he drops $1.99 in for a dink. So I think that he's trying to tip
over the
Chris,
scale.
You got it down to 1 hit point.
Yeah, that's actually impressive. I've never seen that.
I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. So it needed to be $2 instead of $1.99. Oh, he's in. Never mind.
No, he got it.
He got it. Okay, good deal. Anyways, thanks so much for the donation and supporting the channel as always. And let's talk, Brian, about Disney starting a cult. And let me preface this by saying there is no major news out there that talks about Disney starting a cult. In fact, I would say that we would be breaking this in a way. Hopefully the word gets out.
Yeah. Okay. Can I quickly? Shane told me on Wednesday. He's like, here. I got some ideas for Friday's show, and he goes, "Here's an idea A. Here's another idea B. Here's another idea. Disney is starting a cult. Here's another idea." I'm like, wait, stop, back up. No, don't stop. You got stop right there. What? And he's like, yeah. I looked into it, and there's some very cult-like activity going on. I'm like, well, that's what we have to talk about, obviously.
Yeah, a cult of the rich, actually, which is not a big surprise, I guess. So let's talk about Disney. And I just happen to be going through Google News, and I'm just kind of looking for stuff, like Brian said, for shows just to do it. The one that actually popped out, and we're going to talk about that next, is Tim Allen basically was called the B word by somebody he played on the Santa Claus with. So we're going to go into that because that's pretty crazy too. So I thought that was going to be the story, but then we came across this thing and it was just a weird headline. It said Disney plans new development in North Carolina. And I'm like, let's face it, when Disney builds a new park somewhere, it's big news. It's a big deal, whether it's in, Orlando when that happened in the 70s, whether it's France or Hong Kong, wherever the heck they put in a park, it's kind of a big deal news thing. So it caught my attention. And I said, Disney plans new development in North Carolina. Okay, so I clicked on it and I started looking at it, and it wasn't what I thought it was. I thought there was going to be some sort of Disney attraction in North Carolina, but it's not. It's something called Story Living by Disney. And it's considered a Disney experience. And what I come to find out is that it's essentially community tract homes of, say, 4,000 residential units that are being planned in this, basically a small town that they're building,
right?
Where you can buy a home and be part of like this fellowship and this community and this, and you could be with like-minded people. Sound cultish to you? Hold that thought.
And everyone must wear Mickey Mouse underwear.
And that's not the worst of it, Brian. So I said, well, of course, Disney is, they have their cruise lines. They have, a lot of the different things that they've done. And of course, they're going to try to get into real estate now. Of course, that's what I'm thinking. But it's much more than that. It's much more than that. It's not just, they're going to buy some homes and they get their Imagineers out there to kind of develop and turn this into like a really wonderful neighborhood type situation. No. It comes with, not only will you have to pay between $1.8 million and upwards of $2.5 to $3 million per home, which, can I ask you all out there, is that a lot of money?
Yeah.
Because what kind of home is that?
Yeah, bro. $800 is a lot of money to me right now. So.
But I'm talking about the average home cost. The average home cost in California is about $700,000, I think.
Yeah,
and that's in California.
Yeah, so this is about double the home cost in California, and California is ridiculous. Like it's overblown.
It is. It is, and that's, the home prices are ridiculous here. And now, so in North Carolina, this thing came out. So I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And then as I'm reading the story, I find out that they already have one of these towns that they're building happening out here in the desert in California, out by where they do Coachella.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
They're already building it. They're in the process. So this North Carolina development is actually the second of the communities. They've already done one. So what it's going to be like. So you can buy a home, and you're going to have to be rich to do it. It's not something that's going to be something that's easy to do.
Right.
But you're going to have to be rich. They're looking for people who are like-minded, who are looking for community to share. If you go back and look at the actual website where they talk about it, it sounds very much like they're catering to a group of people who, let's say, I don't know, left side of the spectrum. I don't want to get this into a political thing, but it's very much like a community of people with like minds. And as we know about libertarians and other people, we tend to stick to ourselves a little bit. So what's going to happen here? According to an article by Realtor.com, they talked about the membership. So you're going to be able to buy a home, and then you can also, on top of that, you can buy a membership. And inside this membership, you get access to the facilities, you get access to maybe shows, you get access to social activities with other members of your community. So Brian, tell me what does this are there any movies that this reminds you of by chance?
Stepford Wives, and that's one. The show Upload, the show Downsizing, that movie that you told me to watch recently. I keep forgetting, with Olivia Wilde and Chris.
Thank You, Darling,
Chris
or something
Pine,
like that.
Yeah, whatever.
What is
that
it
was.
like? The one where the women are not. Yeah, I won't ruin that for you.
Don't
You should go watch
ruin
it.
it. By the way, the worst marketing ever for that movie, because like I only watched it because you told me to watch it, and you told me it was sci-fi. Watching the trailers, I had no idea it was science fiction.
Yeah, and I know it didn't give it away. So as far as these communities go, so the residential communities, they're going to be branded as Story Living by Disney. So there should be some sort of Disney element to the I guess it's going to have an aesthetic that's Disney related. They're planning a mix of single family homes, condominiums, and villa estates. And it's about 2 hours from Disneyland. I don't know who did the math on 2 hours from Disneyland, but your ass, Palm Springs that's like a 5-hour drive.
Yeah, it's not 2 hours. It's 2 hours. Someone like
in the middle of the night.
Yeah, someone searched like MapQuest and typed in their Disneyland to Palm Springs, and MapQuest gives you like the 80 miles an hour, no stops time. Like that's not California. You're not getting anywhere in California in a reasonable amount of time. My shop is in my same zip code, and it takes me 10, 15 minutes to get to work sometimes.
So these neighborhoods will be geared toward fans looking for their real life Magic Kingdom with activities and social opportunities galore. So who can afford it? So you got to be rich. You've got to have a community-minded mentality where you want to do activities within a community. I mean, it sounds a lot like Jonestown to me. I'm just saying.
Right.
Like, and of course, Disney would be the cult leader. Now, what's the point here? The point is Disney's going to make a shit ton of money. Just do the math on 4,000 homes at $2 million a pop, right? How much money is Disney going to make? So they're pandering to the rich. They're creating these communities. Here's the real problem. Can this succeed? Well, the problem is that Disney's already tried this once before. Right, Brian?
Yes,
it's
they did.
actually something they've done before. And they had for 10 years, they ran a community, did almost the exact same thing. After about 10 years, they just kind of gave up on it. And that was back in the 90s. Do you remember when they did that?
I don't remember exactly when they did that. I remember reading about it and thinking back then, before I knew that Disney was such a difficult company, I remember thinking, man, what a great place to raise a kid.
Well, I mean, it seems like a great idea, like, in this Disney environment, and especially when Disney was wholesome and their values were kind of, just American values. This neighborhood was designed like a utopian time capsule, like an American suburb, and it was marketed as a place that takes you back to a time of innocence. There were pastel-hued homes surrounded by sprawling palm trees in the town, and there were 1,200 residents that were chosen to live there from a lottery. They had to each pay $1,000 deposit. Look, you got to pay to get into your cult. $1,000 deposit for the opportunity.
That's how most cults work.
Oh no, you're right. It's not free. And that gave you an opportunity to get into it. Less than a decade in, Disney sold the town to a private equity firm for $6.5 million. And it was quickly right after that, the sunny disposition turned really actually bad. And that was in Celebration, Florida. So pretty close to like where Disney is. It sounds similar to what they're doing now. The question is, A, can people afford to do this? B, how long can they maintain it and keep it up? What are your thoughts, Brian?
That's funny. They actually called it like Disney Utopia, which is like such a
very
cult
cultish
thing to say.
Right. I'm not saying like it's an actual, obviously. I mean, it's funny to talk about it and stuff, but in a way, with the kind of ideology that Disney's putting out in all of its movies, and now they're building communities where like-minded people can get together, it does sound, like kind of cultish. I know money is behind everything, and they're not as idealistic as we'd like to believe, and there's a lot of pandering that goes on, but this could be a way to take your to basically take your echo chamber and now live inside your echo chamber, not just online, but also in your community. Right, Brian?
Yes. Yeah, you're totally right. And because we're doing this story, I wanted to know more about cults, right? So I can actually, attribute something besides just like a community being built. Because I do believe that even though it sounds ridiculous that Disney is a cult, right? Or that they're building a cult. That sounds crazy, but considering, and from the outside looking in, like the second you say, you're like, that's ridiculous. And even the people building it probably think that's ridiculous. But think about their ideology. So I asked Shane, SHIN3. I asked our AI
Or AI,
to give me steps or signs that you're in a cult. And there's a lot of other things out there that have the same thing, but I thought it'd be funnier coming from Shane because he has has a very aggressive streak when he speaks. So this is what he wrote. He gave me 10 signs you're in a cult. He says, if the leader insists you call him Supreme High Potentate of the Cosmic Muffin, and or laughs maniacally or uniquely every time someone addresses him, you might be in a cult. Who laughs uniquely? That's all I'm saying.
Give us the laugh. Yeah, okay. There you go.
There's one.
That's fair.
Here's number 2. If your daily uniform,
Emperor Mickey.
Oh, we did have that.
Emperor Mickey. Okay.
If your daily uniform includes a bedazzled jumpsuit or unique headwear,
whoa!
Congratulations! Either you've joined a cult or you're at Disneyland. That's what it said.
Is that what it said?
And I didn't say give me 10 ways you're in a cult for Disney. I just said cult. It made that connection. Number 3, when your group's motto is "We don't drink the Kool-Aid," it's probably time to reassess your life choices. Number 4, if your leaders, which by the way, I mean that's I'm not gonna get that. I was about to say something political. If your leader's idea of a team building exercise involves synchronized dancing, chanting, or singing, that's probably in a cult.
That's what they're planning at these communities. They're going to have these groups where they get together and do these things.
I know. When your number 5, when your morning routine includes group meditation, yoga,
oh damn,
and sacrificing a cup of coffee to the espresso machine, you might be in a cult.
They're planning yoga. They will have exercise.
If your group's idea of potluck is everyone brings their favorite flavor of mind-altering substance, you might be in a cult. When your leader claims they can speak to aliens and animals, you might be in a cult.
Is Goofy a human or an animal?
I don't know. Okay. If your initiation, there's number 8. If your initiation ceremony includes emptying your bank account to afford space in the commune, you might be in a cult.
There it is. $2 billion.
No. Number 9. When your group believes the secret to eternal life is optimism and happiness, and chanting Koala Walla, you might be in a cult. I don't know. I actually can't say this word. Kaeluya.
Okay.
I think it's making fun of kale eaters. Number 10, if your leader insists that the moon is made of cheese and recruits you for a midnight mission armed with crackers, you're either in a cult or participating in the world's largest cheese and wine pairing. Just be careful not to get caught in the brilliant moonlight. He's trying to make a pun there.
He's trying to be clever. Stop it. Now, these people can't afford to have wine and cheese parties. So I don't know.
Like some of these are nonsense, but a few of these are pretty dead on with what Mickey Mouse, the Disney lifestyle. And I know we're being tongue in cheek, but look at it. So you have like an extreme sort of left ideology, and they're only going to accept people that have the same ideology, and then they're going to make them pay an insane amount of money to live there. They're going to live there, work there, shop there, never leave there, right? I'm assuming they're going to be practicing yoga, chanting, singing songs, and repeating their echo chamber. I'm sorry, I get it, it's Disneyland, but it also sounds like if you just replace Disney with like shining moon group, it sounds like a cult. It does.
Shining
You're right.
Yeah. All
or
right,
whatever.
there it is.
You know, what was the name of that group that all put tennis shoes on and died because of the comet?
That's Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate. Yeah. So
Yes,
so take that entire article and just replace it, Disney, with Heaven's Gate. And you tell me there's not a connection? I'm just saying. Sounds like a connection to me.
It sounds like terror to me. Like, I can't imagine being forced to hang out with my neighbors all the time. Like, it would be absolutely like, I live in a HOA community, so to speak. I live in a neighborhood.
HOA.
But yeah, but I try as much as I can to be kind to my neighbors, but I don't want to hang out with my neighbors. I just don't. I don't know is that a me thing? I don't know.
No, it's not. It's not a you thing. I don't want to spend.
I got 5 kids.
I don't want to spend a second with my neighbors. First off, I'm looking at this picture, this rendering or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that looks beautiful.
It looks nice, right?
Like, I would love to live in one of those houses, but I would not. And thank you for this super chat from Rick Thoughts, because this is a really good point he brought up. Hate to read that HOA.
Can you imagine? I'm wondering, they haven't put out how much it's going to cost to get to be in the, I mean, the HOA is already going to have a fee, but to be in the special, like, inner cult group, like where you get to like hang out and watch the shows and all kinds of stuff in this community, that's got to cost just tens of thousands of dollars a year.
That's clearly a man-made beach, which is super rad. Like, that's so cool.
That's cool. That means the desert.
But imagine spending all your time with your neighbors, shopping with your neighbors, like just doing everything inside this community. And
imagine, Brian, how messy it's going to be.
There's going to be rules, like you know, certain noises after a certain time before. There's going to be rules. Like, come on.
Yeah, but imagine how messy it's going to be when you're trying to sacrifice that goat right there in the water, you know, and it's going to be blood everywhere. It's tough, you know. You really need like a basement or some sort of like, you know.
Yeah, and maybe it's us, maybe because we're like SoCal people. But listen, like when I first moved into this place I'm in right now, love this place, and it's falling apart, but I love it. I'm actually pretty sure I got a good deal because the foundation is literally like sinking. I think I'm actually slowly sinking every year.
Oh, like Venice. Nice.
Yeah. But I remember my neighbor came over, very nice woman at the time, and she brought us cookies like it was like 1985. And she's like, "Hey, welcome to the neighborhood." My wife,
that's cool.
My wife was like, "Oh, that's so sweet. Well, you know, let's make her something to bring it over there." My wife proceeds to do so, and I'm like, "Hey, don't get involved with these people, babe. Nick, don't get involved. What are you doing?
Don't get involved.
Just
you don't know what's going on over there.
Mind your own business." She didn't. She was like trying to be friendly. She dropped off cookies, and they start up a dialogue. Dude, it took 3 weeks. 3 weeks. That's it. Before my wife was accusing the neighbor of popping her tires.
Oh my God!
Throwing her trash cans. The neighbor's husband was accusing us of throwing trash and a poison on his grass. He would drive by and give me a death stare every time I was out in the front yard. Like, he would just like look. It was actually dangerous. I'm like, dude, you can hit someone at any moment. He would just like look at me. That guy actively hates us. To this day, I don't even know why. I never put anything on his yard. I never done trash. He actively hates me.
You know, I got it. Your wife's cookies weren't that good, bro.
When I told him, I was like, why did you even engage with them? Why did you even engage with them? It was so stupid.
Because that's what neighbors are supposed. I mean, initially you should, like, if there's a new person, if you got a new neighbor, you should say hi and be neighborly. But at the same time, I think we all understand that, you know, we don't want to. But, you know, I don't know where I went wrong.
And then I have another neighbor who's very nice, but he's always outdoing me. He put his lights up like the day after Thanksgiving.
That is dangerous.
And bro, you know what he did? Not just like a simple string lights. This dude by himself was, after Thanksgiving dinner, went outside, and I'm watching him. I'm in my kitchen watching this. Is like, what's this motherfucker doing? And he's got floodlights, and he's hanging lights on ladders. Not just lights, the inflatable things, reindeer. It looks like Candy Cane Lane, right? It's literally lit up. It's like literally, it's easily thousands of dollars worth of lights. And it took him like 6 hours. He was there until like 4 a.m. the whole time, just like, this motherfucker.
So he's Chevy Chase and you're Randy Quaid.
bro, yeah, I guess. Because my kids come out the next day and they're like, oh, that's so wonderful. When are we going to do our lights? I'm like, I don't know. Nice guy, but come on, dude. Like, drop it down a notch. I know you're newlyweds or whatever. Come on, dude.
Listen, I understand exactly what you're going for.
It's like one guy, the new hire at your work, he's moving real fast and trying to impress the boss, and you've been there for 20 years. You're like, yo, bro, you're making the rest of us look bad. Take it down a notch.
Not the right answer, but yeah, no, I had a neighbor across the street. I do big for Halloween. So just a few days ago, I'm like, this guy's like going crazy with Christmas. He literally came out in his driveway. He looked at me. He's like, you can have Halloween. I get Christmas. Just no more lights. Like that. I'm like, oh damn, like it's a competition or something. So I'm like, yeah.
For me, it's not a competition. If I didn't have kids, I wouldn't care. In fact, I would be like, good job, bro. But I knew the second my kids got up for school the next morning or whatever it was, I knew they're gonna be like, where's the lights, Dad?
You know what you should tell
and my wife's gonna be like, when are you putting the lights up, Dad, Brian? I'm like, oh, come on. I work like 18 hours a day. I don't have time for lights.
You know what you should do is that night, after school, you bring them home, you walk them outside, you take them across the street, you stand in front of your neighbor's house and say, we can do this every single night if you guys want to. Enjoy this moment.
You know what? I legit considered doing, and if I did this, I would make it like a kit and I would sell it to rich people. Getting a couple, like 3 or 4 projectors, daisy chaining them to like a laptop, doing like a literal like light mapping of the house, and then superimposing lights with the projectors, lights and decorations, whatever, on the front of the house. And every night I would just turn the projectors on and do no work.
My neighbor has that.
No, yes. Really?
He literally, he just turns it on and it's like lights. It looks like there's lights on his house.
Really? Right. I already thought. So that's already a thing, dude.
Yeah. Damn. Good idea though. Hey, listen, if you had it, somebody else had it. That's good. Okay, so I think we should move on from this story. Let's hit up a couple of these super chats and we'll move on to Santa is a beep.
From No Money G. What's up, brother? Thank you for $10. He says, many companies are catering to the rich because they are getting paid from less people. Don't have to deal with us bums. And that's the truth, man. The economy is in the pooper.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is, thank you so much, No Money G. The reality is that rich people never stop spending money. Before COVID, if you look at all the things, I mean, like during COVID, like yacht sales went up, like RV sales went up. Like people who have a lot of money, they still have a lot of money. And that's, of course, one of the problems with our country is the poor get poorer and the rich get richer. And, and these Disney communities are just going to be these, these beacons of light on wealthy people. It's essentially what's going to be. So
yeah, what's funny is I was talking to a buddy of mine and he was like, I'm thinking about changing up my group I play video games with. He's like a Dota player or maybe something else. Maybe it's a Call of Duty. I don't remember. But he plays some kind of like video game with a group. And he was telling me, he goes, my friends just sort of suck. And I'm not saying that in like the my friends suck because I'm better at the game kind of way. I'm saying that they after 8 years of playing with these guys, I'm realizing they sort of suck as human beings. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, like we first started this thing, like we want to get better and work together as a team and we enjoy each other's company. And the whole point of playing a ranked game is to get better at it. But one of my friends has generational wealth where he was literally handed down property and he makes just passive income every month. And he smokes way too much weed and he has no interest in excelling whatsoever. And my other friend makes no money, but also smokes way too much weed and has no interest in excelling whatsoever. And I'm the only one over here who works a full-time job and every night comes home and I want to get a couple games in before I'm done. I want to do my best and I'm trying to build my rank. And they don't really care. And I'm like, yeah, bro, you need to find friends that are on your level. And that's the thing though. Like a lot of people are like the rich and the poor are very similar in the sense where a lot of very poor people have just sort of given up, and a lot of rich people don't have to do anything. And so all the people in the middle who have to like work 2 or 3 jobs just to like get by, and because they're not taking handouts and they don't have generational wealth, that's us. And when the economy is really, really bad, guess what? It's not that we don't want to spend, it's that we can't spend. Right? When eggs cost $10 for a dozen, you got to reconsider, buying a new cell phone or whatever. Like, you got to reconsider things, like, because like that, like, eating is more important than having the next iPhone,
Well said, brother. So we'll see what happens.
Unless you're on food stamps, then you get that money regardless. It doesn't matter. But
somewhat. I mean, food stamps isn't a lot of money, though.
Yeah, I've never had it, but
it's not. I mean, it'll help you a little bit, but it's not going to pave a way of life for you unless you're willing to live on almost nothing.
What I'm saying though is like so the people at the very bottom end and people at the very top end have similar attitudes, because like the people at the very bottom end are being supported and either can't work or don't want to work, and the people at the very top end don't have to work. So you have both those groups, but the majority of the money spending is happening in the middle. The people that have to actually work and work hard. So when the economy is this bad, and it is really bad. It's worse I've seen in my adult life. And when it's this bad, like you have to really consider what you're going to put money into. And you know what? Going to Disneyland is not on the table. It's not
100% on the table. You're not going to Disneyland if you can't afford to eat. So, yes, we're going to move on to the Santa Claus story, which is actually a really good story. And, but first, Doomed Huh for $5. We have to wait for Section 31 and Starfleet Academy to fail for them to make Legacy. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, we can talk more about Star Trek in the member section, but what I will tell you here, Doomed Huh, is, yeah, they're going to fail.
Yeah, it's true.
Here's the thing. They're going to fail anyways. Yeah. So Section 31 is going to be a made-for-TV movie. They're going to claim success, but it's probably not going to be great. And then Starfleet Academy is going to fail. But here's the thing. There's still no guarantee they're going to make Legacy after that. If they don't start getting in the plans to make Legacy within the next 12 months or so, they might not make it because other people have other things to do. So something to think about.
Yeah.
Jerry Ryan's going to get more work. That's all I'm saying.
You're 100% right, though. Like, they have to fail before they even consider making Legacy, which is so crazy because, like, they just continually fail. And then finally they have one thing that works that they weren't even involved in. Like, the reason it worked was because they let Terry do what he wanted to do. And
that was it.
They assumed that it was going to fail. And they were just like, we're just going to honor contracts, finish the third season, and get out at super low budget. And Terry brought it home, made something that was brilliant. And instead of seeing that it was brilliant and saying, oh, you know what, let's repeat that, they go, oh, hey, thanks for buying us another couple years to make more shitty shows.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Alex Kurtzman just wants to do what he wants to do. He's got a plan. He wants to do it. And he doesn't care about anything else. And here's the big shocker. Article just came out that talks about Star Trek Discovery Season 5 is going to be more like Strange New World Season 2. It just came out. They're making some sort of adjustments to it so that it's more, I don't know, expect some singing and dancing in Discovery Season 5. That's all I can tell you. Which means if they think this is the new blueprint on how to make new good Star Trek, you can expect Starfleet Academy to also have some sort of singing and dancing in it or some shit. Just expect that level of, that's what Star Trek is now. Star Trek is like a borderline parody comedy. And if you like that kind of stuff, then cool. But we can talk more about it in the member section. Thank you for the $5, Doomed, because we'll always talk Star Trek. You know how we are.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So let's talk about this Santa Claus thing.
Yeah. So actually, very crazy story that came out. It was basically this person that made these comments is somebody you will recognize. So Casey Wilson is a character actress. Probably best known for her role in a movie called Bride Wars from 2009. She's been acting for a very long time. She's been acting for over 20 years. She generally does small parts in different TV shows. She's generally the neighbor. And it just so happens that in 2022, when she was doing the Santa Clauses with Tim Allen, she played the next door neighbor. And her experience, she says, was not so great.
Yeah, this person is actually Casey Wilson, is actually most famous for a TV show called Happy Endings. In fact,
I didn't see that, but okay.
If you've ever heard the phrase, "Oh my God, suck hit, sip a kid." Oh my God, suck hit. She phrased that. She also there's actually a ton of pop culture references that people use that have never seen this show. That literally her character was the first to do in that show. Happy Ending is one of those shows that it will be a cult classic in 10 years, but right now it's not in the zeitgeist. But she was great in that show. And when Shane first told me about this story, I thought it was like some teenager or something. But this is actually like a working actress, been around for a very, very long time.
Yeah, and I know the first thing a lot of people want to do is they want to come to the aid of Tim Allen, but there are some things about Tim Allen that people may not realize. And as much as we love him on screen, he tends to do some things that are not so cool. But let's go through what she talked about here, because the headline on this is, of course, Santa Claus, or he said Tim Allen is a bitch. That's what she said, basically. And she did it on a podcast that was called Bitch Sesh Podcast. I hate people who do podcasts like that. Like, why do you got to put filthy words?
Look, I know this is probably not a good thing for me to say, considering we are doing a podcast. But there are too many podcasts.
Well, anybody can do it now. Like the technology, it's like when you first put videos on YouTube, only certain people could do it. You had to have a camera, you had to have the right software on your computer. Not anybody could just put up a YouTube video. But as soon as phones figured out how to they could record, it was over. So it became real easy.
And I'm saying that as someone, we've been doing podcasting since before there was YouTube. So we at some point we actually had a website where we had to upload our raw files via MP3 to the website. We paid a stupid amount for hosting because the files were large, and we did it religiously for 4 years before YouTube even started. It's we're not the new podcast. We've been around for a long time, but there's a lot of new podcasts. Oh my God!
But yeah, it just means you got, it's competitive, so you got to be good at what you do.
That's true.
So Casey Wilson had this to say about Santa Claus actor Tim Allen. She blamed him for the truly single worst experience I've ever had with a co-star ever. And that's saying a lot, since Casey Wilson has 124 acting credits to her name. She's done 124 different things. And so by saying that that is the single worst ever, then that's very interesting. She called him a bitch and suggested, I hate these puns. This Saint Nick was as icy as the North Pole. I hate that. But okay. I don't
like puns, Dad.
Right. Okay. Wilson recently said on her Bitch Sesh podcast that Allen told the show's producer in her presence.
I'm sorry to tell her it's her podcast. Actors and actresses, you already have a job. Stop doing podcast. Leave it to us. Leave it to the people with the radio faces. Go act, please. Everyone has a podcast. How do you even I'm okay with every normal person trying to make a podcast, but how do you compete with people that already have millions of followers?
Well, they know that. That's why they're doing it. They're gaming the system, man. That's how it works. Listen, you don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay. Allen told the show producers, so Wilson recently said on her Bitch Sesh podcast, that's really hard to say. You think the Popcast is hard? How about Bitch Sesh?
I mean, to be fair, we probably shouldn't have used the name the Popcast, but
it was so clever. It was so clever.
Yeah, but other people had the same clever idea.
But it was back before we knew the rest. Yeah,
that's true. Know. Yeah,
we thought it was you get podcast, the Popcast. Now it's people when we tell people, hey, we're the Popcast, they're like, you're the podcast? Aren't there a bunch of those? I'm like, shut up.
God.
So I get it. So Wilson recently said on her show that Allen told the show's producer in her presence to tell her to stop stepping on his lines instead of asking her directly. So you can imagine, just picture this situation. They're both standing there on set together.
Right.
And instead of him looking at her and saying, hey, can you stop stepping on my lines? He looks to the show's producer and says, can you tell her to stop stepping on his lines? Right. She said, the producer turns to me with horror on his face and has to walk 1 foot to me. And he goes, 1 foot. He had to walk 1 foot.
1 foot.
Take one step.
Yeah.
He goes, Tim would ask that you stop stepping on his lines.
That's really funny.
I mean, that's stuff they do in movies, dude.
It's like, really funny.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So she said, Wilson accused Alan of creating an atmosphere where everybody was walking on eggshells. She said, quote, when he was done, he was so effing rude. Never made eye contact, never said anything. It was so uncomfortable. Wilson said that she played a homeowner whose residence was invaded by Alan's character in the Disney Plus pilot for the episode in 2022. She said a friend of hers is a producer on the series, and her children love the Santa Claus movies, which also stars Tim Allen. But she held nothing back on what she was saying. She said Alan made an unplanned theatrical exit in a scene with Wilson that was unforgettable, and not in a good way. In the end, and Tim Allen goes, leaving, taking his Santa cape, picks it up, drops it on the floor, and just walks out. Wilson said, adding, it's hilarious. I mean, okay.
So, you know what? To be fair, right? I just put this connection together. Casey Wilson.
Yeah. Tim
Allen is used to talking to a Wilson from over the fence, only seeing his eyes. It's not his fault.
Come on.
Now he's face to face with this very loud, obnoxious lady. It's got to be disconcerting for him.
Now's who's in with the dad jokes. All right. Yeah. So no, you're right. But she said what's funny is people were scurrying to pick up his velvet Santa coat. And then she repeated, he's a bitch. So
according to Wilson, someone on the set told her, you're seeing him on a good day.
Well, so what's interesting is Tim Allen, if you go back and you've done anything, like we've done the documentary on Galaxy Quest, so we got to learn some behind the scenes stuff about him there, where he wasn't exactly, he was when he was in charge or the lead on the set, he made sure everybody knew that he was the lead on the set.
Right.
He didn't get along with everybody.
Right.
And to match things, a couple weeks ago he came out. And apparently there was this story where on the original Santa Claus movies, he was, there's a lot of kids in those movies. And Tim Allen kept using profanity and saying words, saying like talking about like genitalia, the male body parts, and all kinds of curse words on set. So much so that the studio had to come to him and say, Tim, you have to stop cursing with these kids.
Right.
And he's like, what? Well, they're actors, aren't they?
Actors.
So I am not surprised or shocked at all that he would behave this way. But what do you do with a guy who's, basically been a superstar?
The shitty thing about
who he is.
Yeah. The shitty thing about Huffington Post is like, so like they're trying to put like a button on it to like prove this woman's point. Right.
Yeah.
And like the way they start is Allen, a conservative who attended Donald Trump's presidential inauguration in 2017.
Well, you can't trust HuffPost. I mean, come on. Of course it's going to be slanted.
Made headlines earlier this year when Pamela Anderson accused him of flashing her on the set of Home Improvement. By the way, 30 years ago.
That did happen too. Yeah.
I'm sure it did. But like, how is
he is a convicted felon.
How is Pamela Anderson going to accuse him in 2023 of something that happened in 1993?
I thought that came out a long time ago. It was 2017.
No, it says made headlines earlier this year. I mean, here's a link.
Dude, we knew that he did that like 2 decades ago.
January 23, 2023, it says.
It's not new news that he flashed Pamela Anderson on the set of Home Improvement, because we know that happened like 20 years ago. That came out. So that's not anything new.
I honestly I never heard anything about it. I just assumed that he flashed her.
No, it was a thing, and he got in trouble, and it was not cool. And why he did, I don't know. So it just kind of talks about the character of Tim Allen. Yes, we love him as Buzz Lightyear, and we love him in all these shows, the Santa Claus, No Improvement. Maybe he's not the best human being to play Santa Claus, but the actor, I guess, can do his job.
I just don't think he gives a F. He does whatever he wants.
I honestly don't think he does either.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care. Whatever. I'm Tim Allen. Town, bitch. Do whatever I want.
Yeah, so interesting. I just think it's interesting
which is not a good way to like live life, but
it makes me wonder, like, and the fact that the HuffPost is putting this out. So at the very bottom of the article, it's very interesting. It says the stakes have never been higher as the 2024 presidential race heats up. The very foundation of our democracy are at stake. At HuffPost, we believe that a vibrant democracy is possible without any Trump supporters possibly in the world, and we will take them all out and stab them and destroy them. No, it doesn't say that, but it basically alludes to that. And so I don't know. I mean, she said the words so we can report it. But the other problem with having so many podcasts, Brian, is that people say a whole lot of things, right?
Yeah, they do.
You don't know how much of it. Like, we can take this as fact if we want to, but we don't know if she's exaggerating. Maybe she doesn't like the fact that he's a Trump supporter. Who gives, whatever. Maybe she doesn't like him or didn't like him. So maybe she saw the worst side of him possible. Or maybe Tim Allen was a complete douchebag on set. Anything's possible here, and we just don't really know.
Yeah, there's way too much to have to so as people that have to try to pay attention to everything and research every topic, there's too many podcasts to listen to. At least with an article, you can speed read through it to see if there's any nuggets you have. But with podcast, an hour and a half long, there's so much stuff that has nothing to do with what you're trying to glean. And finally, they'll say something for 4 seconds about the Orville or something. You're like, I had to watch an hour and a half of them talking about their dog Floofy or whatever. Get it? It's very difficult.
Did you put an image of Casey up so everybody could see it, or
I did.
You flash screen? Okay, I wasn't sure. I didn't see it. Awesome. So that's it. Tim Allen. How will this impact him? Well, listen, if he's not already canceled for being a conservative Trump supporter in Hollywood, I mean, they haven't canceled him for that. He's still working.
Yeah, and there's some people you can't.
The guy seems uncancelable.
I think some people are just uncancelable. Kelsey Grammer is clearly uncancelable. And for a minute there, I thought they were actually able to cancel Tim Allen, but then he came back with a vengeance. So
yeah, so that's it. That's all we got for that. I don't know. What did you think? Should Tim Allen play Santa Claus anymore, or should he just wear a big sign that says "I'm a bitch"? I don't know what should we do with Tim Allen?
I don't really. Yeah, I think Santa Claus is great. Why not? Keep going.
All right, fair enough.
This has not changed my opinion of Tim Allen. In fact, I gotta be honest, it made me laugh, and I think that a lot of Hollywood actors and actresses are very sensitive. I'm being nice. They're just very sensitive, and you know what? It's not. I'll just say it. Not that we think that, and there are like this, but we actually know a lot of people, and a lot of them can be very, very sensitive. And I can see someone like Tim Allen who does not give a single F, not stepping on the required eggshells to coexist with his co-stars and just do whatever he wants. And that is probably gonna, especially people that are used to everyone around them being so sensitive to their needs and their ideology, and he's just a bulldozer. I can totally see them not liking him. And maybe he's not likable, but I don't really care. It doesn't change my opinion on him whatsoever.
Yeah, he's not talking about his politics every day. He's not out there in social media, pissing half of the country off. He's just a guy who goes out there and acts. And
he does his job. And if you don't like the way he does his job, then you don't have to take that job alongside of him.
That's a good point. Yeah. I don't know. And also, I mean, let's be real honest. In comparison, Casey, in comparison to Tim Allen, girl, you are not on the same level as him. No, I know there should be some professional courtesy, but does he need to treat you like a guest star of the week? I don't think so. I mean,
she is a guest star. She's only in the first episode.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even know if she's a guest star though. I don't even know if she gets that. She was the next door neighbor, who he broke into her home. So she's probably got 2 or 3 lines, for the whole episode, which, no disrespect, that's 2 or 3 more lines than I've got. But I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah. What you're saying is Tim Allen's a legend, and you're the guest star in the pilot episode. Neighbor, you're not even a guest star. You're like the side guest star. Listen, if he's not like stepping on your eggshells and treating you like the colleague that you deserve to be, tough shit. Go get another job done. I'm sorry. Like I've literally had jobs where I was spit on by people. Okay. Like I've had let's be real. I've had jobs where I was spit on. Yeah. I've been yelled at by my boss. I've been yelled at in Tagalog by a bunch of Filipino chicks that ran the front office. I've had to do things that was physically painful. I've been shot at. I've done everything. This chick is complaining that Tim Allen didn't address her directly.
Well, listen, you also played a spittoon in that play, so I totally understand why people.
Oh God, but most people don't know what a spittoon is, right? Like you just said, like it's a
Do
great.
People not know what a spittoon is?
It's a great joke, but most people are not going to know what that is.
Honestly, if you guys don't know what a spittoon is, I want you just to honestly give me a thumbs up over there. Okay. In the chat,
I've quite literally.
Do you know what a spittoon is? Obviously, right?
Yes, it's a metal bucket that in the old West they used to spit their chew into.
That's where they spit. Yeah, that's
no, but I've been literally been spit on by like coworkers that just didn't like me because I was spit on once for being white. I was working in LA. Yeah, bro.
That sounds right. Go ahead. Yeah,
I was working in LA and I was doing all the photography for YMI Jeans, and my boss at the time, he asked me to go to the warehouse to get clothing samples for the models to wear. I'm not saying it wasn't a bad job. It was a good job.
Who spit on you?
So I went to the warehouse, and a bunch of Hispanic guys. When I was asking, I was nicely asking them, but I didn't understand them correctly. So I'm like, I need this one. I'm trying to give them the numbers. And the guy was like, I thought he said something in Spanish, like some kind of like curse word. And he spits on me. And I'm like, yo, what the F, man? And the guy's like, you can't just come in here and boss us around. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And there was like eight guys, and like they were like ready to beat me up. I had to split, dude.
Like, wait, so why do you think they spit on you because you're white?
I think that they were like, this white guy is coming in the back and telling us what to do. And like, dude, they were so racist to me like the entire time I worked there. Now, here's the difference.
Listen, you can't be racist against white people, bro. You know how it works.
I mean, they were very racist.
Or just say they were mean or angry at you.
They called me white pig over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's just an identifier. Like it's like descriptive. It's not really.
Here's the deal. I worked there for 6 months, and it didn't bother me whatsoever. Like I actually thought it was a little bit comical, but I can see someone else stepping in that job and being like traumatized, right? My biggest problem is being like a germaphobe is like when the guy spit on me, I was like, I wanted to fight him, but there was like 8 guys there.
No, what you should have done is ran out and just before you left, just turn around and go, La Migra! Right? And you see if they take off running and get all freaked out,
Yeah, bro. So I've had rough jobs. You've had rough jobs. We've had really good jobs. And you know what? Not being addressed by your senior, and you're a temporary work, the least possible thing I can like.
Yeah, no, I mean I get
calling
you,
him a bitch because he didn't address her directly.
Well,
why does he have to? And you know what? With all the allegations going around, maybe it'd be smart if he didn't. Let's be real. The white rich conservative guy actor. Don't you think it'd be smart if he didn't address a single female outside the actual acting role?
Okay,
I'm just being straight here.
It's professional courtesy. He should have said, "Hey, you're stepping on my lines. Knock it off." I mean, but here's the thing: the fact that he said it to the guy standing next to tell her is ridiculous. It's utterly freaking ridiculous. Okay,
it's really funny though. It's really
I would love to defend Tim, but it's fucking ridiculous. Okay,
I'm
but here's the
defending. I'm saying that she's being a little bit too sensitive about it, like most actors are.
Even worse, you decided to go on your podcast. You're going to air dirty laundry from the set. How many people are going to say, yeah, let's bring her in on the next role?
Right.
You're not cancelable, girl. And just because you may not like his politics, I don't know. She didn't say it was the reason, but I'm kind of have a feeling it might be part of it. And maybe that's why she feels comfortable airing it out. Like she's not going to get pushback. Well, guess what? When it comes time, they're going to be like, well, shit, is she going to talk about what's going on around here on her podcast next week? So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, there is professional courtesy and then there's professional destruction, which is something she might be doing to herself.
Yeah, I hope your podcast is making you plenty of money. And I know a little bit about podcasts. They don't make very much money.
No, they don't.
Okay. That's that. Let's move on. So we want to talk about next? We only have time for one more.
We need to do the weekly weird, and then we will take the gender neutral toy law.
I want to talk about the debate.
Oh.
No, we can talk about the gender. We'll talk about debate in them.
I mean, how much of the debate do we need to talk about?
I just think it's
like
really,
it's train wreck.
It's an absolute train wreck.
It's an absolute train wreck.
We'll talk about the member section.
What's it? 11:07. Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about it in the member section. We're going to talk about the gender neutral toy law in California and
then the weekly weird.
And the weekly weird. Yeah. I wonder what's going on Friday. Do we have anything Friday?
What?
Do we have anything? We don't have any movie this Friday, right? Did the Iron Claw movie come out
today?
No, did the Iron... Is today Friday?
Today's Friday, bro.
Oh, shit. I forgot what day it was. So Monday, right? Did the Iron Claw come out?
I don't know.
Movie?
I don't even know what that is.
It's good. Going to be a great movie. It's got Zac Efron. It's the wrestling family. You didn't see the previews for that?
No, I haven't seen
Iron Claw. You guys need to check that out. If it is out, we need to watch that somehow and cover it. So, okay, never mind. The gender neutral toy law, I think is important for everybody to hear because so I hate the fact that we aren't going to get to that. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to do it right now. Let's do it. We're going to push the show a little bit longer. I feel like it's something we put it on our thumb. I feel like we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that quickly for 10 or 15 minutes. And then we'll do the weekly weird and go to the member section and talk about the crazy thing that happened on stage.
Okay.
Sound okay?
Yeah.
I was like, we can move it, but I think it's just important. This gender neutral toy law is ridiculous. So
yeah, it's pretty crazy. All right, let's talk about it. You want to start?
I would, but my Internet Explorer just died.
It's
or
okay.
Whatever I use.
So the latest woke California insanity, everyone, a gender neutral toy law. And just so you guys know, we live in California. We were born here. We were pretty much raised here. We left for a while doing military things, but Shane more than me. But then we came back and we now live here and we raise our family here and we do everything here. I hate this state so much.
From a political and social place.
You know what I hate more than that is a stupid website that won't let me scroll down. Jesus Christ.
I can't get the website to open now. So it's being done.
All right, let me explain. Like this state is not ran correctly, and it hasn't been run correctly for probably about 40 years or so. And the reason it isn't ran correctly is it's actually ran by the same family. The Browns, the Pelosi's, the Newsoms, they're all the same family. It's basically
they're all incestual.
It's all an incestual dynasty, and they've ruled this weird, wacky, shitty state for 40 years. And their entire job, their entire goal is based on massive levels of corruption. And so what they do is they pander to every special interest group, and they just do whatever they can to get the next 4 years to stay in power so they can continue fleecing American businesses and overseas businesses and the stock market for obscene amounts of money. Obscene amounts of money. Just look up Nancy Pelosi stock market. Just Google that, okay?
So, and the reason why this story is important to not just people in California is because if you guys saw last week, DeSantis and Newsom had a debate across the whole country. And the reason that debate took place is because Newsom is planning to run for president.
100%.
And he is the front runner following Biden to be the Democratic president. So whatever's happening here in California, I can promise you will be translated to the entire country. So it's important that you see some of this weird stuff going on.
And this is what it says. California is facing a crime crisis across its major cities, a population exodus driven by high taxes and woke policies, and a host of other thorny problems. Naturally, Golden State lawmakers opted to focus on the urgent issue of not enough gender-neutral toys.
This is really ridiculous.
You know what's funny is what I would focus on first? I would focus on the $1 billion loss in shoplifting alone in the last year and a half. because people are literally walking into stores, just taking things and walking out.
Yeah, because there's no. Oh, that happened the other day. It's like literally, I was at the grocery store. Okay, I was walking in. I was getting my cart. Right, a guy walked into the grocery store. He walked up. He grabbed a chicken. You know, those rotisserie chickens that are like right in the front of the store.
Mm-hmm.
He picked it up and then walked out. And I looked around. I'm like, shit, nobody saw that. And he went out. He handed the chicken to somebody else. He walked back in. He grabbed another chicken and then he walked out.
Yeah,
and nothing happened.
No, nothing can happen because California outlawed. They outlawed. People, the security guards at these stores are not allowed to act anymore. They're not allowed to they're not allowed to hold people or call the cops like they used to. They have to just take their information down and then go from there. But the problem with taking the information down is that most of these people are wearing masks because of COVID, right? And they come in, they take a bunch of stuff, and it's always underneath the $10,000 because if it's under 10 grand, they're not even going to. This is California. They're not even going to follow up. So you can literally just get away with outright theft everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. I can't wait for the gender neutral toy aisle to be the only toy aisle that's not being stolen from.
So let's continue with this. So yes, California retail stores with more than 500 employees will soon face fines for failing to offer gender-neutral toy sections, thanks to a new law kicking in January 1st.
This January?
Yeah, like
it's so crazy. These laws happen instantaneously.
Well, that's because there's no push. So Newsom has nobody can fight against him. Whatever the California legislature decides they want to do, because they're all Democrats, they just do whatever they want. So everything gets passed, everything goes right through. It's right. I mean, honestly,
I remember when I was younger, they would talk about a law or a bill, even if it got approved, it would still take years for it to come into effect because there was some kind of
there's balance.
There's balance, but now there's so little balance that it's like we're doing this and it's happening next month. You're like, whoa, what the?
And here's what's interesting, like the level of ridiculousness this is, that somebody is offended to walk down the aisle with the Hot Wheels and then have to walk down the aisle with the Barbie dolls. Like the absolutely freaking ridiculousness that there are people, and there are people. This isn't just Newsom out there deciding this on his own. There's a whole group of activists that are fighting for Target and Walmart and all of these stores to have a gender neutral toy aisle because they're fighting some sort of weird battle to have for identity. It's ridiculous.
Isn't that the definition though of like a mental disorder or some kind of mental decline? If you literally as an adult can't control your emotions when you see a gendered toy that doesn't match your preferred gender, like that has to be like at the very minimum you are mentally unstable. Well, at the maximum you are you're brain damaged if you cannot control your emotions and a toy, a Barbie doll offends you. Like that's crazy to me.
Sometimes I have trouble holding my emotions back. So
I'm not saying
I wouldn't say that's the reason.
I'm saying dude, listen, if a Barbie doll, listen, Shane, if you ever freaked out and cried because of a toy in a random store or anything in a store, like anything, like I think we need to get you some like psychiatric help.
Well, let's get to the bottom of it. So why is this a thing? So it's an LGBTQ pushing point. That's what it is.
Sure.
This is the LGBTQ community saying we want an aisle. Okay, I don't know why they need an aisle. I don't know why anybody needs an aisle. But there's a place. There's a reason why you have boy toys, toys that are kind of marketed towards boys in one aisle, and another aisle where the toys are marketed towards girls. Because as parents who are buying these toys, which by the way, I'm sorry, most of the LGBTQ community don't have kids. I mean, some of them, I guess, adopt some, but most of them don't have children. It's rare. So I'm not sure why you're so worried about this, because they want the kids to be indoctrinated, not
because they're trying to teach them young, bro.
Yeah. They want the kids to not think boy or girl, but to think neutral. And that's I'm sorry. Biology. Look,
That's
grew up only
society-ending
thinking boy
shit too.
things.
Like I don't like that at all.
Yeah. So, the fact that this is the case is, parents who buy the toys, they want to be able to know, oh shoot, my 10-year-old boy, his birthday's coming up. I'm going straight to that aisle with all the stuff that he likes. And that's why they're done that way. It's not to bring down the LGBTQ community. It has nothing to do with that.
Again, okay, so I'm actually getting annoyed right now. I'm gonna start crying.
So there you go. And now you have a mental condition.
Here's the problem.
Control your emotions.
Here's the problem, though. For people that don't believe in gender, they call gender an illusion. I don't understand why they're so concerned with gendered illusionary aisles. Second, shelf space in a big box store is probably the most valuable thing in that entire store. So when you eliminate an entire aisle and you have to have that aisle filled with this specific toys, you're not just manipulating the next generation into buying off on your insanity, but additionally, you are now getting toy makers, incentivizing toy makers to also buy off on the insanity, because now you have an entire aisle that's being dedicated to that particular type of toy.
Okay.
You are going to be forcing a company to remove an entire aisle and telling them what they're allowed to put in that aisle. I'm sorry, that's...
Can I ask you a question? What's a gender neutral toy?
I actually don't know.
This is the really wild thing about it. You want to put like Lincoln Logs, or maybe like blocks.
I don't think that would.
What is a gender neutral toy?
I don't think Lincoln Logs would even be a gender neutral. I think that's sort of marketed to boys.
Why?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
This is what I'm trying to say. Is like,
I'm not
I don't even know.
Mentally damaged, so I don't know.
I don't know what toy aisle this is going to go into. It's not necessarily it's mentally damaged. It's trying to push their ideology. They want a larger share of the political spectrum, and that's why this is the way it is.
I just on Amazon,
it's something to fight.
I googled gender neutral toys, nothing came up, but I went to Amazon and put gender neutral toys in my search. So it looks like
I don't understand.
Shut up, dude.
Like a rabbit?
It looks like some kind of rabbit or maybe no, it's like an elephant. Oh yeah, elephant.
Oh look, they got a racist toy up there. Look at that. Look at the lawnmower on the far right.
Yeah.
That's a racist toy, especially in Southern California, because the only people who use those are the Hispanic people. You know that. Come on. In Southern California, right?
Why would you even say that?
I'm just saying, like, you can't have that in the aisle because it's going to piss somebody off.
Yeah,
I'm telling you the ridiculousness.
I think we all need to start. We need to all start being bitches too. We need to go out there and start complaining to everyone how we're not getting enough. Let's name it.
There's not enough.
You're not enough
the cigar aisle.
White toys. There's not enough cigars here. You know what? I'm offended that I have to walk by all these women clothes before I can get to my oversized big and tall t-shirts. I need my own
sections in the front.
Hey, what about this? Hey, you know what? Go to Target and try to find a XXX t-shirt, everyone. Good effing luck. There's no such thing as tall anywhere. If you are over 6 feet, good luck finding a shirt at Target or Walmart. Everyone, you gotta go online. You gotta go to a special store called the Big and Tall store. Hey guys, where's the big and tall stuff? Yeah, I'm offended by all these normal sized people stuff. Where's the big and tall stuff? This is making me cry. I'm crying. I want my big and tall stuff too.
I actually think there's a group.
F off, dude. F off.
There's probably a group that does cry about that. Yeah, here's
the gender. That's when you say gender neutral toy, that's exactly what I see. I see a random colored haired person with angry weird eyes looking random ways. That's what I see. That's exactly what I see.
Toys. It's just boring toys, man. It's like toys, I guess, that anybody.
No, no kid wants any of this, bro. Like, not maybe the lawnmower, maybe the lawnmower,
maybe the lawnmower.
But like everything else, I have kids. I have a lot of nieces and nephews. My wife is Hispanic. We have like hundreds of nieces and nephews. Listen, none of them are going to be excited about getting a shitty rabbit with wood wheels. Not a single one of them.
That's a misfit island of misfit toys. Island for sure,
bro, dude. You know what? I would even argue. I would argue that no. I know you're laughing. This is serious. I would argue that there is more reason monetarily, right? Yeah. More reason for your bottom line to have a big and tall section, because we live in America where literally everyone is fat. Why is there not a big and tall section? Like, come on, bro. Yeah. Come on. Jesus.
I hear you, man. I hear you. You let it out, bro. Let it out.
I'm actually getting annoyed right now. Like, we're talking about this bullshit, and I'm still trying to find a tall 2XL t-shirt.
Listen, it's obvious that you have mental illness right now.
Yeah, I have mental illness.
All right. So it's obviously ridiculous, as you can see, as we feel about it. Let's hear what you think about it. Let's talk about it in the comments below. And let's get to some of your comments here, because it seems like this topic got people a little activated. Michael Nemo for $5. So annoying. YouTube would show me the non-member stream. Just found it somehow. Wow, that's crazy. Bunch of super chats over there for me. So Michael Nemo's got super chats if you want to. If you can.
Oh yeah, I'll go pull it
up. We'll get back to that, Michael. Thank you so much for the support. Michael Nemo for $2. So the Tickle Me Elmos won't have. That's.
What,
Michael,
bro?
He says so. The Tickle Me Elmos aren't gonna have dicks anymore.
Oh, that's not cool, guys. That's my favorite part of the Tickle Me Elmo.
Seriously,
and when you tickle him, he gets an erection.
Is Elmo a boy or a girl?
I don't know. And you know what, bro? Let me be honest. I don't care. I've never looked at an Elmo and been like, is that a boy or a girl? It doesn't matter to me. And I don't think it matters to kids, dude.
Well, that's the point, is Michael just mentioned genitalia on it. And that was the first time I've ever even considered whether or not it was a boy or girl.
Right.
Thank you, Michael. No Money G for $5. My sister had an Archie Bunker grandson baby doll that had an actual wiener and pee came out of it. LOL. Late 70s toys. People today would melt down. Dude, I remember that. I remember those dolls.
Really?
Actually.
That's awesome.
My sister, you could make it, drink it, give it water, and then it would literally piss itself.
Honestly, that's super cool. I sort of want one of those.
Yeah. So if you didn't have a diaper on it, you were in trouble. So those are awesome. And Archie Bunker, yeah, he was definitely a racist, but that was the times, right?
Yeah, Archie Bunker was racist.
Yeah. Well, his character was. Of course, Carol O'Connor was not. Yeah. Michael Nemo for $5. Gender neutral toys are where it doesn't say for girls or for boys on the package, I think. It also displaces the colors blue and pink. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I think it's honestly, and I'm just going to be real honest here about it. I think it's an agenda. I think the idea that you don't want to have things for girls or for boys is a way to teach children that there are not girls or boys. And I think that's wrong. I think, 95% of the global population is going to either identify as a girl or a boy, and we should not cater to the 5%. We should be sensitive. But that doesn't mean we need to change our entire society.
You're 100% right, but it's less than 5%, actually.
Whatever. I don't know. Yeah. It's like 3 to 7 or something, right? Isn't that it?
No. I mean, like the people that would be considered gender neutral, as in they don't identify with a gender, is like in the point percentage. It's so small, it's so low, it doesn't have any bearing on the conversation.
So would you say 1% of the world?
So less than 1% have no gender. Less than 1% have no gender.
Yeah, we're not saying it's not real. We're not saying that. We're saying that the entire planet should not, cater to the fact that some people are that way.
Shane's not saying. I'm saying it's not real. I'm saying that you were born with a gender. And
I'm saying I don't know.
And maybe you can identify, but like you can't identify as nothing. How does that work?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't say that because there may be some people who say, I don't feel like I'm a boy or a girl. I mean, it's possible. 100% it's possible.
And
we don't know.
And some of those people might have grown up in a world where they have gender neutral fucking toy aisles, and every single blue-haired teacher at school is telling them about their partner and pushing this ideology onto kids, and they're already confused as they are, and they get even more confused because their favorite person says I was non-binary, and you're like,
no, you're right. I mean, no, there is that element of it. I'm just trying to say, like, I don't want to say that it's not real because we don't know. Can't say it's
that's true.
Up.
We don't know, but we also don't know what's real and what is being promoted to
as agenda,
and being promoted to kids whose brains are malleable. And I'll say this: if you can't choose your bedtime, you can't choose your gender. Like, and people that are pushing that kind of ideology on kids whose brains are soft and still accepting everything that they possibly told it's child abuse. Yeah, that should not happen.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. And I got to tell you, I even got upset the other day. My son came home and said, was looking out at the ocean because we're in Ventura County, so you can see the ocean. And he looked out there. He goes, "Is that an oil rig out in the water?" Oh, crap, he knows what an oil rig is. And I'm like, "No, buddy, that's a container ship." And he's like, "Oh, good, because oil rigs are bad for the world." And I went, "Oh no, hold on, pull the car over." We got to school today because of those oil rigs. I'm just letting you know. The car goes nowhere without them. Okay, so listen, I appreciate what your teacher's trying to say, but listen, you come home and talk to me about everything so I can straighten it out.
Bro.
Everything you come home.
And listen, when all you EV people, and you know, if you have an EV car, that's good. I'm glad. But do not act as if your electricity is not coming from fossil fuels, motherfucker. Because you are charging your car. You're charging your car on an outlet that is powered by fossil fuels.
Fossil fuels, absolutely.
So are you the cleaner one, or are you just saving money on gas? Let's be honest. Stop acting like you're self-righteous. You're still charging your car on the same shit that runs ours. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So, all right.
Actually, I'll tell you this. The most efficient car is actually not an electric car. It's a hybrid. I'm being real right now. Like, if you want to actually protect the environment and save money on gas, it's the best.
Well, it's probably the most efficient, but it's not totally efficient either.
No, it's not totally. No, nothing. So nothing is totally efficient. That would actually break the laws of thermodynamics. But
people don't want free energy. So
but the hybrid engine is the most efficient, the most environmentally affordable, and the most affordable on transportation. That is the way to go.
Well said. Can you grab Michael's other super chats over in the Prime section?
Yes, I can, sir.
Thank you so much. And then we're going to do the weekly weird, and we're going to go to the member section. It's been a little bit extra long day here on Friday, which is great because we have a little more time. And we just didn't want to leave you hanging on that gender neutral toy story, as apparently Brian needed to talk about it anyways today. Because
I wanted to talk about the debate. I actually didn't want to talk about it. I knew I was going to get all riled up.
I'm terrified to talk about the debate after what we just got from the gender neutral I'll be honest with you.
All right. Michael Nemo says, what's the B word? BICTH.
Well, but the T and the C are swapped in that case.
Thank you for $2, my friend. Another $2. You guys, maybe Disney is low-key making a Get Out theme park.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, and no disrespect to people of color, but I mean, let's be honest here. What color is most of the people that can buy $2 million homes?
No, I want Disney to stick to their guns, and when they open this plane, go, yeah, listen, we're gonna allow this percentage of this, that, and make sure that there's enough. There's a healthy amount of gay people, healthy amount of every race, and let's see how fast that motherfucker fills up.
It's funny. That's funny. They'll never say that, dude, because they'll lose so much money. They will never do that. That's what they should do based on the way they think, right?
Based on their ideology, yeah.
Yeah, come on now. But when it comes to money, things change.
Instead of just a bunch of crunchy liberal EV riders. Here's another $5 from my email. In 40 years, y'all are going to be screaming cult at your senior living facility. Joke's on you, Michael. I'll be dead.
I'll never make it to the senior living facility, but thank you for thinking so.
We're not making it. Based on how we eat and our massive lack of sleep, I'm just happy to be here now.
That is so funny.
Michael Nemo for $2. Tim Allen, definite radio face. Yeah, I suppose so. Back in the day, he was not a bad looking guy.
Who?
Tim Allen.
He's not a bad looking guy?
He wasn't a bad looking guy back in the day, right?
Yeah, he's all right.
He wasn't like
he's average. He's average.
Yeah, yeah. What made him special was that he was average looking and he was funny. That's what made him special. Yeah, comedians can get away with anything. Late night with Cap. JT Gunn. Thank you, JT. He says, I tagged you in a post about the Iron Claw. Oh, cool.
Yeah, in fact, here I'm gonna send that to you real quick so you can show it.
Real quick, while he's doing that, I want to make this quick PSA. This is called a Panera Charger. Okay?
Stop those damn things.
No, listen. I drink maybe 3 or 4 of these a week. Right now, there are multiple lawsuits for people that either had heart arrhythmia or died because of these drinks. Let me tell you something. You are fucking it up for the rest of us.
How?
Because they're going to pull the best lemonade I've ever had off the shelves because you don't understand that you cannot drink 5 of these in a day.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, we have to scrape you off the ceiling after the show.
No, listen, but we're adults here. If you have a heart attack, end up in the hospital after drinking 5 Chargers, you're at fault. It's not Panera Bread,
it is your fault. It is your fault, yeah.
It's your fault. It says high amounts of caffeine. Stop. Listen.
Stop protecting people from themselves.
Yes,
100%.
stop it.
Stop it.
You're an adult.
Protect children. Don't protect adults.
Yes.
If you don't make it, that means that, then
you weren't meant to make it. That's
the survival of the fittest law goes into effect. That's for sure.
Here we go. The Salty Nerd one.
So if you guys late night with Cap, you guys get a chance to go check out JT. He's got a really great show. Also, he also has, just like these Salty Nerd podcast guys, this is actually hilarious. And I got to be honest with you, Jude with her face on this character here looks like Ian from Quantum Leap.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Right? A little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
So, but here's our sexy friends at the Salty Nerd podcast. Thank you for that tweet. And the Iron Claw movie, which is supposed to be a fantastic movie about a wrestling family, kind of a true story, is supposed to be out. And I think I'd like to go see that. So,
I'll check it out. All right, we have the Weekly Weird. Then we're going to the members section. Can you please put up the poll? Let me give you the options here, brother.
Oh, and the reason I wanted to mention, since we did the JT and we did the Salty Nerd podcast, just one more pitch out to the mixtees.com. Go to mixtees.com. You can get shirts from those guys, from JT, all with a 25% off code Unleashed from us this week.
Yeah.
It supports their channels.
Top right is the domain name and the promo code Unleashed. It's good until we start the show on Monday. It's good until 10 a.m. on Monday.
Right.
All right. And, okay, so here's the 3 options. We lost the Riz option after it wasn't selected for 3 consecutive days. So now we the only holdover we still have is the woman gets unemployment after spending 11 days on hold.
Okay.
Okay. And here's the next one. Bill Maher reveals to Roseanne Barr he's never heard of MK Ultra. So I would just put Bill MK Ultra. Okay. And no sex today. Joe Biden impeachment looks more likely after Walmart confrontations.
Oh, all right. All right, now you're going to get fired from picking weird news stories soon if they're not weird. So these are weird, right?
These are weird, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Do you want more weird? You want more sex?
I don't know if it's weird. Listen, the necro one that we had last show was not weird. It was grody.
It was weird though. No, it was weird. Come on.
It was not okay. I should repeat. We want funny weird. We don't want serious weird, right? Or do we? Do you want it? I mean, you know what I'm saying.
I mean, listen. Maybe if I lived in Florida, I'd have more weird. But I don't live in Florida, bro. So,
okay, here it comes. You guys vote for what we're going to do is the weekly in the member section for our weekly weird, and Brian has a weekly weird for us today.
I do.
Are you going to incorporate any of my little videos or no?
Yeah, I'm going to use the BBC one you wanted to do.
Oh, nice. Well, I mean, yes, that's true. Okay, good.
Okay, so stinger time.
Get ready, you fucking weirdos. What is it? You know what? I've never heard it. What does it
says,
say?
Get ready, you effing weirdos, and it's in your voice.
Oh, all right. Well, that's fair. But I didn't say it.
So here's the headline. BBC presenter caught giving the middle finger to camera as a private joke goes wrong.
This is so great.
This woman's face is like, God damn it.
Yeah, no, it's great. And her reaction is fantastic. Let's show the video.
Where's the video? There it is.
Live from London.
Wait, do it again.
Listen, do it again. The way she her whole face changed instantly, and she just moved she's actually professional as hell. Watch this.
Live from London, this is
She's the face she's giving, dude.
I love that.
So BBC News presenter Mariam Moshiri was caught giving the middle finger to the camera in an on-air gaffe that she says was a private joke gone wrong. Moshiri was momentarily seen with a raised finger as BBC News switched to the studio for the headlines. Realizing her error had been caught on camera, she quickly returned to a traditional news anchor stance and told the viewers, live from London, this is BBC News. So she gave the middle finger and then says, live from London, this is BBC News, right?
Yeah, this is like Ron Burgundy type stuff here.
Yeah, big time. Except Ron wouldn't have felt bad about it.
No. I don't care, San Diego. You.
So the presenter, it looks like here, it looks like she was sharing a private joke with her friends in the gallery, which involved counting down with her fingers and ending with a potentially offensive gesture. Okay, look, Miriam, when you get to the number 1, that's not the one you want to use because the next number is live. Like you're like 3, 2, 1, and then oh yeah, you're on. So that was funny.
Yeah, and she's a pro. The fact that she didn't know that was like I almost thought, well, did someone purposely go a little early just to catch her off guard? Or did she just in that moment literally forget that 1 is when it goes? It doesn't go on 0. It goes on 1.
It goes on 3, 2, and usually the count
3,
stops. So
2.
So I've done this.
They never say the last number. Yeah, so have I.
I've done it 100 times for the when I used to do on air stuff like this, and it's always 5, 4. It's always like that. So, but at the end of 1, you're live.
Right.
So she's a professional. She's done this so many times. She must have just forgot. Anyway, she put out a tweet. Basically, it says, "Hey everyone, yesterday just before the top of the hour, I was joking around a bit with the team in the gallery. I was pretending to count down as the director was counting me down from 10 to 0. No, not 0. Not 0, Miriam. 1. Okay, including the fingers to show the number. So from 10 fingers held up to 1. So when
we got to 1, I turned finger around as a joke and did not realize this would be caught on camera. It was a private joke with the team, and I'm sorry it went on air. It was not my intention for this to happen. I'm sorry if I offended or upset anyone. I wasn't flipping the bird at viewers or even a person, really. I was just a silly joke meant for a small number of my mates."
Okay, so here's the thing.
New meme template.
This woman, right, it's great. This woman should not be canceled. This woman should not be fired.
No.
Nothing bad should happen to this person at all. Yet look at the comments.
Yeah, the comments.
Not acceptable. It's to defund the whole BBC and cancel the BBC.
Now, to be fair, the BBC probably, not because of this, but the BBC probably should be defunded and canceled because it's a government ran news agency. It's
always been.
I know, but they control the narrative. It's not. It's the definition of state.
It's always been.
I understand that. That's always been a problem. The news should be separate.
They don't have no.
Journalists should be separate from the state.
It's not America, bro.
No, I understand that, but I also understand their complaints. As of late, it's gotten more and more where they're carrying water for the state, and a lot of people over there have an issue with it.
Right, but they're not accepting her apology.
But this should not be the reason they're canceled.
Right. Yeah. If you want to, whatever, if you want to cancel a show because you don't agree with its government interactions, that's fine. But you shouldn't. She shouldn't be held accountable for this.
Look at this. Not acceptable. It's to defund the whole spelled HOLE BBC now and cancel the BBC. I'm not even going to do that. I can't scream that loud.
And before we go to the member section, can you show that one little quick video, and then we'll do the poll and head over to the member section? Because I saw a video last night that I watched about. I don't do this. I don't watch TikTok. I don't watch YouTube Shorts. I watch none of that. I watch this over and over and over again. Can you show that one, Brian?
Is the one with the hole?
Yes.
Oh, okay. There we go. Hold up, I got it. I don't like the fact that all these things autoplay. So stupid.
Yeah.
Shouldn't do that. Okay, here we go. There's no sound, is there?
I don't think so.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I don't like that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. 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 No.
Dude, where are those fucking kids going?
to Agartha. What's it called? Agartha?
What?
To Hollow Earth. Agartha. Agartha. I think it's called Agartha. It's like Hollow Earth. Yeah, but like my thing is, how are they not hitting each other?
Yeah, that's what I kept watching it. I thought it was fake.
2, 3. They're not even coming up for air. 4.
There's another video that you think this might be fake, right? But there's another video showing them all coming up afterwards.
I gotta be honest.
They're all in there.
Every once in a while I see a video from another country and I realize, God, our kids are such pansies. Like,
they're so soft.
Bro, we couldn't even get a kid to just jump into like a curated, perfectly manicured pool at that age. It'd be like pulling teeth, bro.
No, that's true. Anyways, that's a little bit of fun for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Brian, is there anything you want to talk about before we leave?
Yeah. No, just don't cancel my Panera, man. Yeah.
So who did we get? Was it Michael or was it Christopher Mays that won the
Christopher Mays lasted longer than Michael did.
All right. So congratulations, Christopher Mays. You are once again the stream hero, sir. Thank you so much for supporting. And thank you all for supporting the channel.
And I'm going to have the countdown up there pretty soon. I'm just like super swamped right now with this video stuff. But I'm going to get it up there. I promise you guys. What won?
Oh, so our winning looks like I think it's women in a
Finally! I knew it!
So you did it on purpose.
Yes, I
gave
did.
2 other crappy ones to make that one work. I gave 2. You are putting your finger on the scale, my friend.
No. That's not true. But I have a list of these. I'm going down the list. I knew though that when I got to here, the Bill Maher and the Joe Biden Walmart thing would not be as interesting as the unemployment thing, and I was stoked to talk about it. All I'm saying.
All right. So you're not putting your thumb on the scale.
No, I'm going down the list.
Oh, okay. All right. I believe you.
So we are talking about 2 things in the member section. Woman getting unemployment for spending 11 days on hold. And the ridiculous GOP debate disaster. And that should be fun. And then, of course, we're talking to you guys taking a chance. If you are not a member and you want to become a member, it's very simple. Hit the join button right below this video. If you are a member of the Prime video, the link is in the description. You can go straight to there. If you're already a member of this Unleashed, on the Unleashed channel, click on that link or just wait. And if you aren't a member and you aren't even considering it, I will tell you this.
Wow, that's a very specific audience.
I'll tell you this. It's a good time. You should check it out.
It is. It is fun. We enjoy it.
That's it.
Thank you guys. Thank you for all the wonderful comments on it being a great show. I'm glad you guys had a good time, and we will be back with you again Monday. Who the hell knows what we're going to be talking about, but it will be fun. I promise you that. So,
all right, guys. Listen, we're stopping this stream and we're starting the member stream right away. So, come on over. The water's warm because Shane peed in the pool.